number 51, the excluded middle. Ooh, already, this is gonna be a fun one. A corrupted argument from Logos that proposes that since a little of something is good, more must be better. Or that if less of something is good, none at all is even better. Example, if eating an apple a day is good for you, eating an all apple diet is even better. Or, oh my God, all apples. Or if a low fat diet prolongs your life, a non-fat diet should make you live forever. And opposite to this fallacy is that of excluded outliers, where one arbitrarily discards evidence, examples or results that disprove one's standpoint by simply describing them as weird or outliers. Yeah, that's interesting. Or atypical. See also the big but fallacy. Also opposite is the middle of the road fallacy. Also fallacia ad temperantium, the politics of the center, marginalization of the adversary, where one demonstrates the reasonableness of one's own standpoint, no matter how extreme, not on its own merits, but solely or mainly by presenting it as the only moderate path among two or more obviously unacceptable extreme alternatives. Wow. Example, anti-communist scholar Charles Roig notes that Vladimir Lenin successfully argued for Bolshevism in Russia as the only available moderate middle path between bomb-throwing nihilist terrorists on the ultra-left and a corrupt and hated czarist autocracy on the right. As Texas politician and humorist Jim Heitwar famously declares in an undated quote, the middle of the road is for yellow lines and dead armadillos. That's funny. Wow. So this one, the excluded middle, I feel like you could have just renamed, they could have just renamed number 51 as like positionism. It's like all of these have to do with playing with, essentially, it seems like all of these have a way of essentially playing with like the position of one's point within a spectrum and just using the position itself to either reinforce or disqualify the point. And so that to me is what I'm kind of pulling from this one because it's a lot of information all at one time. It's like three different fallacies. So to me, it's like the big thing I'm gaining from this one is utilizing position relative to the spectrum as evidence is a fallacy. And I definitely can recall times where I've done this. Yeah, 100%. Like, especially in our political climate, like, um, definitely have prided myself on being an independent because the position of independent like means that I'm not subscribing to like one or the other, which makes me more intelligent or more like whatever, more of something. And that's really fascinating to take a look at. Actually, that's very confronting. So yeah, that's I'm gonna sit with that one for a bit. But what's really hitting me is that it is fallacious to utilize one's relative positioning within a spectrum of positions as evidence or support or negation towards your point. That's super interesting.
Yeah, these are three different fallacies. So let's do the first one here. My thoughts. So I think it's interesting that they used like health as far as like food goes for the first one, because I have seen that a lot where um, if one food is good for you, then they like only eat that food, like that's bad for you, um, because there's this misconception that there are good things to eat and then there are bad things to eat, and like that's not the case. Literally all substances in the entire world, in the universe, there's a threshold of which that your body will survive. There's no thing that's particularly quote unquote like healthy for you, like an elixir of life. Like there's no food that is that thing. Um, there are foods and chemicals that will help you achieve homeostasis. So anything more than that will degrade your homeostasis. Anything less than that will also degrade your homeostasis. So eating, consuming, breathing, bathing too, um, anything within said chemicals, oh God, what was it? Acceptable daily intake. That is like the balance that you need. But it is, that margin is bigger than a lot of people think. Um, but no, yeah, it's not the case that there are good things for you and bad things for you. Incorrect. So there's that one. Let's see, excluded outliers. Oh my gosh, I've seen this one used a lot, especially against trans people or intersex people. Um, Whenever people will like challenge people on Facebook that may not be educated, and I'll say things like some men have vaginas, and just to like throw it out there, and I want to see like who disagrees and why, and then they're like, no, you don't. It's all based on your chromosomes. Like, okay, let's look into that. So you're saying if someone is XY, they are male no matter what, and they're like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, okay, so here's a case where someone has XY and they were actually born with a vagina, and they're like, well, that doesn't count because it's an outlier. It's weird. It's atypical. And I'm like, yeah, that's the thing we're talking about. I'm saying that exists. Just because it's atypical doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So yeah, that fallacy, and that applies to just all trans and intersex people. Like, well, they're a small minority. They don't count. That's like 80 million people, dude. Like, you can't just say they don't count. Oh gosh. All right. And then middle of the road fallacy. I definitely know someone that I talked to in the past year and a half that like all their political stances were, yeah, whatever the right says and whatever the left says, I'm just going to be down the middle of like whatever the hell that they say, and like that's probably correct. And I'm like, that's middle of the road fallacy, dude. Um, because as we know, in America, um, they where the political left and the political right stand across the entire world, both are actually on the right. So even if we're doing middle of the road fallacy for the whole world, both are incorrect, at least in the United States. So that is that one.